President Obama has done so much, and it still ain't shit. He could cure cancer and AIDS right now, and they blame it on him. They say, oh, it was that nigga's fault in the first place, you know? And it's a whole society, a whole group of our society who want to stop him just because he's a black man. Even though they believe some of the things he's saying, we don't care, even if he's right. No, we ain't gonna go because we don't want a black man in the greatest, powerful position in the United States. And with all that going on, he still stands with dignity and class and character. You know, and so I put this book together, and it's just a love note. And people who's watching, y'all might hear sounds and stuff now. The people who live here coming in, they just letting us use their house. So the book, you know, funny thing happened on the way to the White House. I knocked on the door, and the brother answers. It shows how at first, and let me see if your people could see this or not. Everybody loved him when he first got in office. White, black, young, old, gay, straight, whatever. Everybody loved this man. Couples loved him. You know. Family loved him. Children of every color loved him. But look, as soon as he got in office, though, they try to tear the White House in half. Can you see that split down there? Mm-hmm. They try to tear the White House in half to keep that nigga from succeeding. But you see President Obama on both sides of the White House pushing it right back together, and them the collard greens Michelle grew at the White House garden, okay? I mean, it ain't just Barack who's awesome. Michelle, it's off the chain. Michelle went on Ellen's show and did push-ups. You ever heard of a first lady doing push-ups? She hugged the queen. You ain't supposed to touch the queen. Michelle is gangster. So you know, so we love him, but some of us want to love him secretly. I want to love him out loud. I want to point out his attributes. I want to point out the energy and the light that he's given people all over the world, not just Americans, but people who find themselves in impossible situations. All they have to do is look at President Obama. Black man in this country should have never got in office. Ain't gonna be no another one. You can forget about that. Carson, whatever that dude, Ben Carson, he can sit down. He beat them at their own game. They hate President Obama because he beats them at their own game. He don't bow down and he don't, act ugly about it or nothing. I mean, a lot of them mad he got in because they really let him in because they thought he was gonna get into office and turn out to be a nigga. They thought he was going to be a nigga. Yeah. But he turned out to be an intelligent, articulate black man who could speak to all people across all lines. And that's killing them because they don't know how to stop that, And I always point out, there's not enough black men left. Oh, it's a lot of niggas. Niggas everywhere. You can open the glove compartment of your car, 4 niggas fall out. It's probably 9 in your trunk. But black men, people who have integrity. Bernie Mac, black man. Yes. He had integrity. He was much more than just a comedian. He was a man. I remember we'd be on the road, and Bernie Mac, we'd be on our way to the club. Bernie Mac would be going to his room, get some soul food, get some rest. He had a wife at home. He'd go home, call his wife, and hang out. And, he had integrity. I want the whole world to have these books. I want to go to every high school and every college and stand on stage for 40 minutes and talk about how awesome he is and the lessons we learn just from watching him get in office and watching him do the moves as he moves in office. Boy, he got that walk that kill him. Yep. He walked like a brother from the south side of Chicago. They hate it. I was at the BET Awards this year, and I was looking at all these magnificent black people, and I was looking at Smokey Robinson, and when he won, he walked on stage. He could have said anything. He could have thanked some people or talked about how great he was, but he took his whole time to point out that if people love us in this industry, and they love us in this industry, and they don't even know us, then we don't have a right to be arrogant. We don't have a right to act like we're better than somebody else when millions of people are paying our bills and taking care of us. And I was saying, I see why white people hate y'all. You motherfuckers are fabulous. Y'all are ridiculous. I hate you too. Black people are the shit. And I mean, everything we touch, we make better. They always give us the least of everything. Why do you think we got collard greens? Those was weeds that the white folks wouldn't eat. We eat parts of the animals that other people wouldn't eat because in slavery time, that's all we had. And we turned it into gourmet. We get into sports, we beat everybody in every sport they let us into. Everything they let us. Wasn't no black people playing tennis. Yeah. Venus and Serena so good, they got to play each other every year to find out who the best is in the world. Wasn't no black people playing golf. Tiger Woods come in and kill everybody and their mama. I mean, everything we touch, we excel at.
I want you to talk up to the young people who are so pressed to getting married. You have any advice for those people who are looking, or maybe the single people who are to not get desperate just because the right person hasn't came along just yet?
That's so interesting. First of all, I don't know how you could tell people how to go about living their life in love. And God sanctions all love. no matter what. So other people can say, well, this is not right, that's not right. But judgment is not ours. That ain't ours. We could try to play like we got judgment, but that's a game we're playing with ourselves. God is the only one that has judgment. I just got engaged Christmas Eve at my church in front of 1,500 people, and my mother who transcended in God, and my wife-to-be didn't even see it coming. She had no idea that I was going to do it under the Christmas tree. But we have a musical program at my church. Oh, my church is Agape in Los Angeles. And check this out. When I told him I wanted to do it, I texted him. I said, so Rev, I want to ask Kelly to marry me on stage today. And he texted me. He said, well, look, I can give you 1 minute. It's the musical show. And if you can do it in a minute, I might be able to squeeze you in for a minute, because I didn't say nothing to him till the day of the show. I mean, when I was a couple of acts off the first show, right? And I'm sitting there thinking, oh, man, they're not going to have time for me. So then he texted me and said, can you do it in 5 words? Can you just come up and say, Kelly, will you marry me? You know, of course, I lied in church, and I said, sure, I can do it. So I went up there, and I told him that in front of God in this church, and my mother, who was awesome, my mother's awesome, don't let me talk about my mother, that I'd like to ask my queen to come up and ask her to marry me. And she's sitting there shocked. They brought up there, and she's trembling and crying. I hit her with them 3 carats. I dropped on one knee. And then soon we got through, he ran us right the hell off stage. It was really quick, but it was fabulous. And you can go on and see it at agapelive.com. Say, my queen is the ish. She is the bomb. I've been with her 4 years, and I met her at the church, and I wasn't looking for nobody. You know, in fact, I was still in a divorce. I'm still going through a divorce. I wasn't looking for anybody, but we crossed paths, and she is the one. I was looking for her before I was born, before I came on this planet. I miss her when I leave the room. I miss her when I go to the kitchen, okay? I mean, she's all that. She a bad motor scooter. If I wasn't me, I would have been her. And I say that everywhere I go. Of course, she insists on it, but that's not what's important. What's important is she is my friend, like a friend like I've never had before. And when you feel like you're truly, truly, truly in love, and if you believe that other person truly, truly, truly loves you like you love them, you know, it's equaled. When you feel the balance of love is equal, if you want to tie a knot and make it permanent, you should do your thing. You shouldn't let people tell you about it, you know. Just know that a knot is kind of binding, you know. You can't just change your man. That's what I would tell kids, that you just can't change your man. Because if you love each other, you can love each other forever and never have to say I do. But if you say I do and you put it on paper, then you deal with the other aspect of it, like now I'm going through divorce. So my ex, who I was married to for 24 years, I was with her for 28 years. It was a good run. But when it's over, it's over. And the courts want you to pay a spousal support of at least half the time you've been married. So we've been married 24 years. So for 12 years, once the divorce is decreed, I'll still be paying spousal support, you know. So there's going to be a connection to that person once you're married to them, probably for the rest of your life, you know. It's important to you to try to keep that connection positive. Like, I'm not mad at my ex. I don't hate her. I didn't even leave her because of her. I left her because of me. I wanted to be a happier me. See, happiness is our birthright. God did not create people to suffer. So happiness, you're supposed to have it. If you're not happy, that ain't your spouse's fault. That ain't your mama's fault. That ain't your brother's fault. That's your fault. Happiness is your birthright, but it's on you to get it. It's on you. You're responsible for your joy. So I wasn't as happy as I wanted to be, and I had to move on because I'm 58. Now, I don't know. I don't feel a day over 57, but I'm 58. And I don't have 4 or 5 more years to not be totally happy. I want to be totally happy. Now, with my queen, I have achieved a level of joy that I did not know was attainable. I like to put it like this. I didn't know a nigga could be this happy, you know? And I'm like that every day. I wake up every morning and I'm joyful. And I always start my day with prayer. You know, even before I kiss my woman, I brush my teeth first because I don't like to talk to God with a dirty mouth. But after that, then I say prayer, and my prayer is always a prayer of gratitude, not a prayer of begging. Oh, God, please give me this, please. You don't have to go begging God for stuff. You don't have to go asking God. God wants you to have what you want to have. Everything that ever happened to you was your fault. All of it. No matter how ugly it may look, it was you. The whole damn time, it was you. So everything we want is right here. All you have to do is step into it, you know? So life is this big old buffet, and the buffet is there every day. And if you don't want something on the buffet, you don't have to have it. But if you want something, it's there. help yourself. It's always right there for you. But whatever you're getting is what you're choosing. So if you're in a relationship you don't want to be in, you've chose those elements that put you in that relationship. Anything you have the power to do, you have the power to undo. So if you don't want to be there no more, get out. Everything we did is choice. Everything is a matter of choice. So if you don't like the choice you made, make a new choice. Make a different choice. And keep it moving. But don't bog yourself down in anything that is not of joy. You notice how one negative person can walk into a room and suck all the energy out of a room full of positive people? You'll never see negative people around me. I don't know if you've seen me in public. You'll never see negative people. They can't stand my light. They shun me because I send out too much light and joy for negative person to exist in my presence. They can't breathe. They can't breathe. I gotta get some air. I gotta go talk about somebody. I gotta do some negative shit. I gotta hurt somebody. Let me out of here. So you gotta go OQP. Only quality people. You only want to be around people who love you, because if they love themselves, they can love you.